Welcome to game number 2 of our coverage of American Legion Baseball, the Medford Mustangs versus the Eugene Challengers.
And taking the field for game 2, your Challengers.
Jim McCoy along with Billy Hanning on the camera. We're live from Swede Johnson Stadium, home of the North Eugene Highlanders during the high school season. And we have a battle going on between a pair of arch rivals from Area 4. The defending champion Eugene Challengers, sponsored by Overhead Door, and the Medford Mustangs, sponsored by Rogue Credit Union. Right now, Medford continuing to strengthen their hold on first place in the Area 4 standings. They are now a game and a half up on the, and 3 games ahead of Central Oregon in the loss column. Meanwhile, Eugene right now facing a must-win situation. If the Challengers lose this game tonight, they're out of the picture for the play-in round for American Legion Baseball. Got that state tournament coming up. This is a busy week for the Medford Mustangs. After tonight, they'll be taking on the Lewiston, Idaho team in non-league action tomorrow night. Then these two teams will hook up again for a doubleheader on Wednesday. That'll take place at Harry and David Field. Then Lewiston swings by to play the Mustangs once again in a non-league affair on Thursday. Then the week will cap off with a road trip to Bend to take on Central Oregon. We're going to go ahead and get right into the ball game. We'll give you the starting lineups as we go along. Easton Curtis leading off for the Medford Mustangs, taking on Colin Hernandez. Left-hander comes to the plate. Pitch inside as the count goes 1-0. Count 1-1 to Curtis. Team leader in stolen bases. Has 15 extra base hits, 12 doubles, and 3 triples to his credit. Also the team leader in runs scored. 1-2 pitch. Strikes him out, and there's one gone. Braden Corrigan behind the plate. He started at second base in the first game. Standing in will be Jackson Rosenthal, the right fielder. Pitch up and in for a ball. He'll be followed in the order by Keller Bloodworth at shortstop. Cleanoff man is third baseman Sean McFall. Hitting fifth and playing first is Tristan Malari. The number 6 hitter is the DH Kellen Willer. That pitch up and in. Keegan Painter will hit 7th and play second. Brady Patterson, who went 3 for 3 in the opener, is the catcher. And the left fielder is Cade Pedersen. Starting on the hill will be Freeman Roundtree. .20 pitch, misses. Hernandez down 3-0 to Rosenthal. Pitch inside.
Now batting, shortstop number 37, Keller Bloodworth.
So a runner aboard with one gone, and here's Keller Bloodworth. Defensively, Bousquet is at first for the Challengers. They got Jalen Riddle at second. Then I have Hazen at shortstop and Aiden Hibbler at third. In the outfield, we got Grady Saunders, Kyle Miller, and Landon Lay. Braden Corrigan behind the plate, and the pitcher is Colin Hernandez. Ball is the call to even up the count at 1-1. Bloodworth hitting .415 on the season, coming into this evening's action. Team leader in hits with 39, just ahead of Rosenthal. 9 extra base hits, 35 RBIs. Hernandez comes to the plate. Ball hit in the air to left field. Saunders has a little bit of trouble with it, playing over in left field, and manages to make the catch. There's 2 gone. Sean McFall out of Eagle Point will stand in. McFall on the season hitting .343, team leader in at-bats and games played. Swing and a miss. He can play third. He can play behind the plate. Pitch a little bit too. Tied with 2 other players, Easton Douglas and Easton Curtis, with 3 triples on the year. 34 runs scored. Now the runner takes off, and Rosenthal steals second, his 11th of the year. Get the scoreboard up to date for you. McFall fouls that one back. So you missed it earlier. Medford winning the opener by a score of 2-0, thanks to a 3-hit shutout by Dominic Daffron. Dom picking up his 6th victory of the year, and the Mustangs gaining a little bit of separation in the Area 4 standings, and a little bit of breathing room courtesy of the Roseburg Doc Stewarts, who took 2 from Central Oregon this afternoon. 1-2 pitch, fouled back. So Medford getting a little breathing room and starting to, the pairings are taking place for the state tournament. Ball hit to right center field, sizing it up and making the play. There's Kyle Miller, and that will retire the side. For the Mustangs, no runs, no hits, a runner left the board. We'll be back with the home half of the first inning following these messages on TableRockSports.net.
In the heart of the Rogue Valley, RVTD connects us all, not just through miles traveled, but also through time. With renewable technologies and more convenient ways to get around, RVTD's building a future that keeps our region connected. Public transportation isn't just about getting from here to there. It's about the journey, past, present, and future. Rogue Valley Transportation District, celebrating 50 years of moving our community forward.
Don't miss the President's Day sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 25 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
The overhead door Eugene Challengers come to the plate in the bottom of the first. Their order looks like this. Aiden Hibbler leads off and plays third base. He'll be followed by Kyle Miller in right field. The number 3 hitter is the left fielder, Grady Saunders. The cleanup man is the first baseman, Brady Busquet. Hitting fifth will be Eli Christ, the designated hitter. Braden Corgan's behind the plate. He'll be followed by Landon Lay in center field. Number 8 hitter is Jalen Riddle at second base. And we have a new starter here in the lineup. We got
Leading off for the challenger,
Grady Hazen at shortstop, hitting ninth.
number 24, Hibbler.
On the hill for the Medford Mustangs, Freeman Roundtree. And on a staff that has had some outstanding pitching this year, Roundtree may be the most outstanding. This is his 8th start of the year, 34 innings, 27 hits surrendered, only 3 earned runs, just 5 walks, 23 strikeouts. His record 5-0 with a .62 ERA. Hibbler leading off. Hibbler, a soon-to-be junior at North Eugene High School. So he's right here in his home ballpark. Roundtree, even with nobody on, he pitches out of the stretch. Ground ball hit down to short. Bloodworth throws across the infield, doing a solid for his former Ashland High teammate. And there's one gone. That's the thing for all the headlines, and rightfully so, that the Mustangs make with their hitting. With a .338 average as a team on the year, their pitching is equally, if maybe even more brilliant. Roundtree gets his opening pitch, and he's following right off of what Daffron did in Game 1. Daffron, as economic as they get on the hill. You can see here that Roundtree trying to jam Miller inside. The count 1-1 with 1 out. Bouncing ball, and that may have ricocheted off of the glove of Roundtree or bounced on the mound anyway. Miller
Fielder, number 14,
singles up the middle.
Saunders.
So the Challengers getting their first hit of the game much earlier than they did against Dominic Daffron in Game 1. And that'll bring up Grady Saunders, arguably the most dangerous hitter in the lineup. Bouncing ball to second. Feed. They get the lead runner. Throw to first. Nope. He decided to go ahead and hang onto it. And that's probably a situation where discretion is the better part of valor. So they do get the lead runner. Saunders aboard on the fielder's choice. Two gone. Busquet stands in, left-handed hitter, playing first base. Bousquet, a Churchill Lancer. Pitch fouled away. Roundtree. Heard a little bit of contact there on the bat, so foul ball. 0-2 the count. So you got Saunders, the runner at first. Bousquet, the hitter. 0-2 the count with 2 gone. Bottom of the first inning. The runner goes. Patterson throws to second. Throw a little wide of the bag. Saunders with a steal of second base. Well, they have a runner in scoring position now, do the challengers. Bousquet. 1-2 the count to the hitter. Ball hit in the air to left center field. Curtis is there, makes the play for the challengers. No runs, 1 hit, no Mustang errors. We will take a timeout and be back with the top of the second, and that'll follow these messages on TableRockSports.net.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
We'll go to the top of the second. For the Mustangs, it'll be Tristan Malari, Kellen Willer, and Keegan Painter.
First baseman number 8,
Tristan Malari stands in. Among regulars on the Mustangs, the team leader in batting average at .471. And again, that's among the regulars. With less playing time, intermittent playing time. Ball hit to left field, and there's 1 gone.
now batting, designated hitter number 25, Kellen Willer.
So Saunders making the catch there in left field. Say Malari hitting .471 on the year. He'll be followed by Kellen Willer coming into today's action. Willer hitting .293 with 2 home runs and 16 runs batted in. Pitch 1-0. Willer in game 1 went 1 for 3, and then Grady Sickler running for him ended up scoring the second run of the game to help seal the victory for the 31-3 Mustangs. 2-0 the count. Hernandez comes to the plate. Pitch outside. Hitters count at 3-0. Pitch catches the inside corner. Count goes 3-1. Pitch outside. Willer draws the walk, so the Mustangs have their second runner of the day. And here's Keegan Painter. Painter came into action today with a .353 average, 25 runs scored, 23 runs batted in, 5 stolen bases. Let's update the scoreboard. He's up 1-0 on the count against Hernandez. Hernandez. I don't know what it is about left-handers, speaking as one, have this knack for keeping the ball down. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 1-2. But you find a lot of lefties end up making good ground ball pitchers with that ability to keep the ball down. 1-2 the count with 1 gone. Here's Hernandez. The pitch gets away, and Willer lumbers into second base. The Mustangs with a runner in scoring position in what is thus far a scoreless ball game. 2-2 now to the hitter Painter. Got Brady Patterson, who was one of the stars of Game 1 by going 3 for 3. 2-2 pitch. Ooh, inside, just in under the hands. The count goes full at 3-2. Three-two pitch. And that finds the seam for a base hit. So now we got runners at the corners as the Mustangs register their first hit of the evening in game number 2.
Now batting catcher number 14, Brady Patterson.
So you got Patterson at first, Willer at third, and here's Brady Patterson. Patterson coming into today's action, .395 average, 31 runs batted in, 13 extra base hits, and now a ground ball down to second, and scoring is Willer on the ground out by Patterson. There's 2 gone.
Number 6, Cade Patterson.
So a runner at second with 2 gone, and here's Cade Patterson. Bouncing ball, hit down to first, eats up the first baseman, Bousquet. Runner comes home.
It's a screamer that gets past Brady Bousquet at first base. We're going to see if Bousquet really had a chance at getting that one or not. I don't know if it did. I think it knocked his baseball cap off the top of that head of his. So Henderson.
So Painter comes away, comes around on the play.
Easton Curtis.
Single to right field. That's what we're going to call it.
They're going to call that a single. I think that's a reasonable call. That thing just ate him up. There's really no way he had a shot at that. There's no way, in my estimation, that there's any blame to Bousquet on that. So the Mustangs got to get everything all caught up here. It's 2-0 ball game. Mustangs with 2 runs on 2 hits.
Pitch from Hernandez is outside for ball 1. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike now to Easton Curtis. Curtis
So we got Patterson at first. Easton Curtis, who struck out in the first, stands in. He'll pop that up in the air. Corgan awaits the rainmaker. And that'll retire the side. But the Mustangs score 2 runs on 2 hits. No challenger errors. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the bottom of the second after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Leading off, designated hitter number 18, Eli Christ.
We're going to go to the bottom of the second. It'll be Christ, Corgan, and Lay. Chris, the designated hitter, 2024 graduate of Thurston. Freeman Roundtree in for his second inning of work, now with a little wind in his sails with that 2-0 lead. Swing and a miss. Roundtree getting ahead here. Roundtree gets ahead, 0-2. Ground ball hit down to second. Painter fields it, throws it over to first. Malaria's there.
Now that catcher, number 12.
4-3 on the play.
Corgan.
And this will bring up Braden Corgan. As I mentioned in Game 1, a lot of different schools represented on this Challengers team. Of course, I mentioned players from Thurston, and then Churchill, North Eugene, North Bend, South Eugene graduate on the team, and Junction City. I think I got them all covered there. Of course, it's not that much different for the Mustangs, who have players from North and South Medford, Eagle Point, Ashland, Cascade Christian. Of course, on each team you have players who are playing at the collegiate level now. You got players from the Mustangs on the Lassen College team, Grays Harbor. 1-2 pitch, and that one goes back to the screen. So it's 2-2, nobody aboard, 1 gone. Mustangs win the opener 2-0, and that is our current score in game number 2. Freeman comes to the plate. A ball is the call, and runs the count full. Roundtree And that pitch fouled off to the right. Corgan reached out and tapped that one foul. Roundtree, payoff pitch on the way, and this pitch fouled back. Corgan staying alive here. Corgan doing a good job of protecting the plate here, trying to get something he can straighten up and hit. Pitch on the way, it's inside. No, we take that back. Corgan started moving down towards first base, and the umpire says, not so fast, you're out of here. And there's two gone. For Roundtree, that's his first strikeout of the day. Kind of tell there was a mixed reaction on that. Of course, if you're a Mustang fan, you love it. Bouncing ball gets through. Landon Lay. He gives the Challengers their second hit of the game. And now Jalen Riddle will see if he can't do something to get the Challengers on the board. Riddle, the number 8 hitter in the order. Roundtree, his pitch inside. Number 8 hitter in the batting order. And the ball lined to short. Bloodworth is there, makes the play. That ends the inning. No runs, one hit, a runner left on. It's 2-0 Medford, and we'll be back with the top of the third right after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you. Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Right fielder number 20.
We'll go to the top of the third. It'll be Jackson Rosenthal, Keller Bloodworth, and Sean McFall. Rosenthal drew a walk in his first at-bat to extend his team lead in walks on the year. Rosenthal's going to smoke that one to right field, base hit. Rosenthal. Miller has some trouble with it in right field, and he comes motoring into second. So they get credit for the hit, and there'll also be an error on the play. Now here's Keller Bloodworth. Flew out to left. Runner in scoring position as the Mustangs get their third hit of the game. Hernandez turns around, and gets Rosenthal back to second. Hernandez gets this one over and gets ahead of the hitter. Count goes 0-1. Bloodworth the hitter with McFall on deck. Southpaw comes to the plate, and that is fouled back to the screen. Advantage Hernandez at 0-2. And now that'll drop into left field. Base hit. Little dunker to left field. Falls in front of Sanders. I'll give us runners at the corners.
Third baseman, number 18, Sean McFall.
So you got Rosenthal at third, Bloodworth at first. And Sean McFall. McFall, versatile player. He's at the hot corner. Where he's primarily worked. Now we have a bunt attempt, but that has popped up. So there's two gone.
Now batting first baseman.
And now here's Tristan Malari.
Tristan Malari.
Malari out of South Medford High School, recent graduate. Standing in, 471 average coming into today's action. Bouncing ball, hit down to second. They got the out there, throw over to first, double play. So that'll retire the side.
On 2 hits. There was 1 challenger error.
So the Mustangs threaten but are unable to extend their 2-0 lead. We'll take a timeout and we'll be back with the home half of the third inning right after these messages.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This has been my profession for 30 plus years now. I really love my work. We try to source as many ingredients as we can as local as possible, like local fruits and vegetables. We have a menu like you would find in any nice restaurant. We don't make it until you order it, so everything will be coming out fresh. We do have wonderful desserts here as well. Every day you have 5 or 6 options as far as a fresh dessert go. People are bringing their friends and family and wanting to show off what we have here to offer.
Come take a tour of Twin Creeks and meet our award-winning.
Leading off for the challengers, their shortstop, number 31, Grady Hazen.
Grady Hazen will stand in, and it's always good to have good friends in high places. Just learned over the commercial break that Hazen has just been called up from the Challengers Single A team, the Olace, and he's getting an opportunity to show us what he can do as he leads off, tries to get something started for the Challengers, who trail 2-0. They got a peel and no swing. Count goes 1-0. Pitch gets away from the catcher, Patterson. Hazen ahead, 2-0. So you have Hazen, followed by Hibbler and Kyle Miller. Roundtree working out of the stretch. So it's a 3-0 count to the leadoff man here in the third. While the Challengers have not scored, they have a couple of hits to their credit. Roundtree pours that in for a strike. It's 3-1. Pitch fouled away. Hazen, the Challenger shortstop. Payoff pitch on the way. That one inside.
Now batting third baseman, number 24, Aiden Hitler.
So for Roundtree, his first base on balls of the evening. Leadoff man aboard. And we'll go to the top of the order. Aiden Hibbler, who grounded out in the first, gets another look at Roundtree. Shows bunt. Pitch off the plate. 1-0. For the Eugene Challengers, Miller and Lay have the hits thus far in the game. Again, another bunt, this time a strike. And count even up at 1-1. Roundtree goes to first. Hazen quickly scampers back to the bag. Two and one count now to Hibbler. Nobody out, and a runner on first. Here's the bunt. Lays it down. McFall goes to first. And there's one gone. McFall doing a great job of getting there, but Hibbler doing a fantastic job of executing the sacrifice. So they've got the runner in scoring position with one gone. And here's Kyle Miller, who singled in the first. Love watching this old school baseball. We know the Mustangs like playing small ball. And obviously Kenny Niles and the Eugene Challengers like to do the same. Pitch hit in the air to right field. Jackson Rosenthal sizes it up. The runner not going anywhere, and there's two gone.
Number 14, Grady Saunders.
There's two out. And here's Grady Saunders. He got aboard on a fielder's choice and stole a base in the first. Two gone, runner in scoring position. 2-0 ball game with the Mustangs out front, trying to protect that lead. Among the tough outs in this Challenger lineup, Saunders, arguably the toughest. Roundtree comes to the plate. Little Sherwin-Williams job there, painting the plate, and gets ahead 0-1.
Head coach John King of the Medford Mustangs, his assistants Johnny King and Kevin Schaefer, also Brett Wolf, the general manager, not Nate Maven, but Garrett Horsley has taken over. Nate Maven tonight nowhere to be found.
0-1 pitch, outside. 1-1. Should Saunders succeed, we've got Bousquet on deck. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is low as the count goes 2-1.
Challenges Baseball brought to you by Armadillo Roofing, providing siding, roofing, and gutter services in Eugene throughout Lake County since 1996. ArmadilloRoofingInc.com, 541-988-3661, CCE number 129-597. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Grady Saunders standing in. As we mentioned in Game 1, Saunders still has more high school ahead of him, but already knows what he's going to be doing in the collegiate ranks, playing at Oregon State. And to me, not having that scout's eye, my question is going to be, do we see him out in the field and continuing to take advantage of his bat, or do we see him on the hill? Either way, I don't think you can lose. That pitch fouled wide of third.
Or is he a player that was injured, Jim? I have no idea. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. He's too old to be a bat boy, maybe.
2-2 the count, with 2 gone.
Yeah, right. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the pitch.
Swing and a miss. Freeman Roundtree ends the inning with an exclamation point. Challengers get a runner but are unable to do anything with it. We'll go to the top of the 4th. The Mustangs lead 2-0. We'll be back following these messages on TableRockSports.net.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Leading off for the Mustangs, designated hitter number 25, Kellen Willard.
Kellen Willard, Keegan Painter, and Brady Patterson, 6, 7, and 8 hitters, 2 and 4.
Medford Mustangs going to try to extend their lead, and they'll send Kellen Willard to lead things off. Willard falls behind 0-1. He walked and scored in the second inning. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Swinging and a miss, strike 3. Leadoff man gone. Here's Keegan Painter. He singled and scored in the second, I should say. Keegan, we didn't see much of him during the weekend, but back in the lineup today, anchoring that keystone position. Gets ahead here, 1-0. Swing and a miss. Painter didn't get cheated on that one. Took a mighty cut at it. Hernandez comes to the plate. Check, swing, strike as the count goes 1-2. Pitch fouled off. Count stays 1-2. Table Rock Sports is able to bring you summer sports coverage thanks to our great sponsors, including our longtime friends from Sherm's Thunderbird and Food for Less, and John L. Scott Real Estate, scoreboard sponsors for Table Rock Sports. Painter the hitter with Patterson on deck. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. By our count, Hernandez with 3 strikeouts on the day. Patterson stands in, and I tell you what, if you got this guy as your number 8 hitter, it means you got a good hitting team. Patterson, 3 for 3 in the opener. Hernandez. Comes to the plate. Still continues to work that outer portion of the plate against Patterson as the count goes 2-1. So what will we do this time? Work some inside. Got Patterson doubled over. Count goes 2-2. Don't know whether on the swing that he swung it so hard that he ended up hitting himself or whatever the case was. But he stands in there, 2-2. Not much worse for wear. Fouls the pitch away. Patterson, another one of those Mustangs that is hitting at a near 400 clip on the season. Patterson has also drawn 20 walks on the year. If you just count the regulars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Mustang regulars hitting over 400 this year. It goes without saying, you're going to win a lot of ball games if you can do that. Hernandez, 2-2. Pitch on the way. Bouncing ball hit down to first. Bousquet steps to the bag, records the out. The unassisted putout retires the side. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Mustangs lead 2-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
If you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency.
Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon, with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans. Find out more. Visit hartinsurance.com.
Welcome to the summer of good. Good people, good taste, good vibes, and good, well, everything. When you're ready for some old-fashioned good, Abby's is your place. We've been celebrating summers around the PNW for over 60 years. At Abby's, good is a legendary tradition. Here's a good-looking pizza, guaranteed to bring some summer smiles. And right now, it's on sale, so it's good for your wallet too. This giant is loaded with toppings and can feed up to 6 people. Order at abbys.com. Give us a call or just drop by. It's the summer of good, only at Abby's.
Mustangs leading in the ball game by a score of 2-0. We'll see Bousquet, Christ, and Corrigan. First 3 hitters of the inning had a chance to get a hold of the state tournament picture, what the pairings will be. If the Mustangs can hold on to first place in Area 4, and they're certainly well on their way, that would be looking at their first game being on Saturday the 26th. That'd be the 3rd game of the day up in Portland, and that would be slated for a 4 p.m. start. Bousquet, bouncing ball, hit down to Painter. Painter throws over to first, and there's one gone.
Designated hitter, number 18, Eli Christ.
So far on the day, Roundtree with about a pretty even mix of flyouts and groundouts. One gone in the inning. Christ, who grounded out in the second, goes to work against Roundtree. Roundtree probably gets ahead of him. Low and inside to the Challengers DH. Bouncing ball hit up the middle. This one will get through. Base hit.
Now batting, catcher number 12, Braden Corrigan.
So you got Christ on first with one gone. Braden Corrigan, we saw him in the infield in game number 1, playing catcher in this contest. Throw over to first. He's safe, but a close play there. Corrigan gets ahead 0-1. Freeman looks over at first. Pours that one in to even up the count at 1-1. Roundtree, his dad Gerald, coach at Ashland High, their baseball program. Pitch pounded into the grass, and count now at 1-2. Corrigan, the hitter, with Lay on deck. Roundtree out of the stretch. Bouncing ball, and that one eludes Bloodworth. The throw into third. And he's safe.
Now batting center fielder, number 8.
So Braden Corrigan gets the single. Christ into third. So they got the potential tying run at first base. And actually, Corrigan ended up making his way into second, so I'll correct that. And we got runners now at second and third with one gone. Corrigan doing a nice job of sneaking in there while they were trying to catch the lead runner. So the first run of the game is 90 feet away for the challengers. And here is Landon Lay, now playing at Lynn Benton Community College. Bouncing ball, hit to short. Play over to third. They get the runner, but a run scores.
Now batting second baseman, number 6, Jalen.
So a fielder's choice, but it brings home a run as Christ comes home. 2 gone in the inning, but a potential tying run. Well, actually, I won't say if runners at the corners because they threw him out. So runner at first. Jalen Riddle, the hitter right now. Roundtree gets ahead of him 0-1. So, yeah, again, to update you, a runner at first with 2 out as the lead runner got, well, the trailing runner, I should say, got thrown out. And now fly ball hit to center field. Curtis makes the catch. And that'll end the inning, but not before Eugene puts a run on the board. It's a 2-1 ball game with the Mustangs out in front. And we'll be back with more for you right after this. Top of the 5th, and the Eugene Challengers trying to stay alive in the Area 4 standings. The 2024 state champions not enjoying the same measure of success thus far on the season, so they're, in a sense, fighting for their playoff lives here as they, on the play-in, only 3 will come from Area 4. And right now, that would be, as things stand, Central Oregon in second and the Mustangs in first. Now, here's something interesting. Number 9 hitter, the team leader in home runs, Cade Pedersen. Pedersen with 3 taters on the year. And a young player, too. Bouncing ball hit down to second. And a throw over to first. And he manages to hold on. And on the play, Pedersen is retired. Bousquet holding on there for dear life, one down. And here's Easton Curtis. Curtis 0 for 2 on the day. Popped up the catcher and struck out. The number one hitter in the Mustangs lineup. On deck is Rosenthal, and there's a strike on the inside corner as the count goes 1-1. Good turnout tonight by the Challenger faithful as I look over to my right. Curtis ahead, 2-1. Hernandez comes to the plate. Pitch fouled out of play as the count goes 2-2. Curtis hits that one up the middle, base hit. He'll make a little bit of a wide turn, but he'll stay at first. The Mustangs with their 5th hit of the game. And here's Jackson Rosenthal. Officially 1 for 1 on the day. He walked and singled. Hernandez gets ahead of Rosenthal here on his first pitch. Kind of caught that inside portion of the plate to go 0-1. The count. It's a 1-run game here in the top of the 5th. Eugene coming up with an answer in their first run of the day here in the second game of a doubleheader. Throw over to first. Had to look at kind of a courtesy call there. Rosenthal takes his spot in the batter's box. Even stance. The runner's going to take off. And Curtis and he's safe. Looking for a call there. Didn't see one, but Curtis, who leads the team in steals, now has his 24th swipe of the year. Bouncing ball. Umpire had to get out of the way, and Rosenthal scampers down to first as quickly as he can. So you got Curtis at third, Rosenthal at first. Umpire had to dash his way out of the way there. And they're going to rule an error here against the Challengers. That'll be their second of this game. Bouncing ball. Hernandez. And coming home is Curtis. It's 3-1.
Now batting third baseman, number 18, Sean McFall.
So Curtis now scores a run, making it 3-1. Runner at second with 2 gone. Ball hit in the air to right field. Miller makes the play, and that will end the inning. But the Mustangs pick up a run in this inning, and it's now a 3-1 ball game. We'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
In the heart of the Rogue Valley, RVTD connects us all, not just through miles traveled, but also through time. With renewable technologies and more convenient ways to get around, RVTD's building a future that keeps our region connected. Public transportation isn't just about getting from here to there. It's about the journey, past, present, and future. Rogue Valley Transportation District, celebrating 50 years of moving our community forward.
Don't miss the President's Day sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 25 Ram 1500 4x4. Jump online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Go to the bottom of the fifth. Eugene trying to keep themselves alive in the area Ford chase. Down by 2. And it'll be Grady Hazen, followed by Aiden Hibbler and Kyle Miller. Hazen drew a walk in the third inning. Playing shortstop this evening. Roundtree catches the corner. He's at 54 pitches for the evening. So once again, so another efficient outing by a Mustangs pitcher. Hazen represents the only walk, and it looks like it caught him and rode in on the hands. So he's hit by a pitch, takes one for the team, and heads on down to first. John King emerges from the Mustang dugout. There's some difference of opinion on what may have happened on the play. This will result in a little conference among the umpires. King contending foul ball. And the initial call hit him on the hands. After the discussion, the original call stands, and the home plate umpire, as diplomatically as possible, say, okay, you've made your point, and go back to the dugout. So man on with nobody out, and here's Aiden Hibbler, 0 for 1 on the day officially, sacrificed his last time up. And a throw over to first base. Gets away from Malari. He has some trouble with it. So on the error, Hazen now in scoring position. Hibbler. Be interested to see if they keep the sacrifice on. I think I would tend, because I'm down 2 runs, that I would rather conserve the outs and try to see if I can advance them by getting a hit. Pitch fouled away as the count goes 0-1. But with me having said that, there's a reason why I'm sitting up in this booth And you have the likes of Coach King and Brett Wolf and Johnny King down in the dugout. And it's probably better that way. 0-1 pitch. Outside. Patterson doing a nice job of keeping it in front of him. Count even at 1-1 as Hazen stays at first. He was hit by a pitch and then advanced on the error. Roundtree comes to the plate. Bunt attempt fouled off. That'll run the count 1-2.
That was a beautiful run attempt, though. You got to give Aiden Hibbler credit for that. That ball was probably a grand total of maybe 2 feet.
Of course, all the things that I said about the coaching staff and them being better able to call plays than yours truly. Same would be true of the Eugene Challengers, headed by Kenny Niles. Bouncing ball hit down to short. Play at third. They get the lead runner.
Now that is right fielder, number 7.
So Hibbler
Miller.
gets on a fielder's choice. Runner at first, and the runner Hazen is erased. So there's one gone. And here's Kyle Miller, 1 for 2. Singled in the first and flied out to right.
1 out, 60 pitches to count so far for Freeman Roundtree. Ashland High School. The pitch, there's a ground ball.
Bouncing ball up the middle, little flip throw, and now on to first. Heads up play there from Bloodworth to Painter. Again, getting the lead runner. So Hibbler is erased on the 6-4 play. And then you've got Kyle Miller, the runner at first. And here is Grady Saunders with 2 out. Saunders swings on first pitch, and that drops in. The very definition of a Texas leaguer. That thing flew to right, and it was just right near the line, and just like a wounded duck just falls. So we have runners at first and third. And here's Brady Bousquet. 0 for 2 on the day. What a golden opportunity here with 2 gone in the bottom of the 5th. Roundtree starts the batter with a strike. 0-1 the count with 2 gone. So the Challengers hanging tough, hanging around in this ball game, getting some opportunities, but still trailing by 2. And there's a strike from Roundtree as the count goes 0-2. Roundtree from the stretch. Runner goes. Pitch outside. And Patterson thinks twice before making the throw. So Saunders his second steal of the game. Runners at second and third. So you got the tying run in scoring position. Pitch low as the count now runs to 2-2 with 2 gone. Roundtree comes to the plate. Pitch fouled away. Bousquet stays alive. Brady Patterson going to come out for a quick word with his pitcher, Roundtree. Bousquet, the left-handed hitter. Out of Churchill High School. Pitch fouled off as the count remains 2-2. Freeman Roundtree up to 68 pitches on the outing. So still in a pretty reasonable range, and he'll get set to pitch. Swing and a miss. And that will retire the side. It remains a 3-1 ball game with the Mustangs out front. We'll go to the top of the 6th, and we'll have that for you on the other side of this break.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Here at Sweet Johnson Field, we go to the top of the 6th. Before or after the game is a great time to visit Dutch Bros and enjoy your favorite beverage. Dutch Bros gives back to the communities they serve and celebrate your big wins at your local Abby's Pizza location. Legendary pizza, legendary memories, Abby's. Tristan Malari comes to the plate. He'll be followed by Kellen Willer and Keegan Painter. Malari 0 for 2. Pitch up as the count goes 1-0 in the opener today. Malari 0 for 3. And he ends up taking one on the back. And with that, he'll go down to first. So the leadoff man is on for Coach John King. And here's Keller Bloodworth. Bloodworth walked and scored in the second and struck out in the fourth. And he's one of those guys that can change the outlook of a game with one swing of the bat. Pitch off target. Hernandez up over 70 pitches thrown in the ball game.
One ball, no strikes. Malari at first, taking a nice little lead, and the pitch is high outside for ball 2. 2-0.
Willard now ahead 2-0, seeking his second walk of the game. And now the brain trust for the challengers emerges from the dugout. They'll take a timeout, and this will give us opportunity to remind you that today's game is brought to you by the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign, promoting respectful behavior at youth sporting events, and by Hart Insurance of Medford and Grants Pass, who can help with personal or business policies, an independent agency. So after the discussion on the mound, Hernandez remains in the ball game, behind 2-0 to Willard, the designated hitter. Malari taking a healthy lead off first. Malari by no means a slowpoke, but by no means a guy that you think of when it comes to stealing bases. But who knows? Pitch outside, and Willard draws the walk. His second of the game.
Second baseman number 29, Keegan Painter.
So Tristan Malari will go down to second.
And now pitch running for the Mustangs, number 13, Grady Sickler.
And Grady Sickler, like he did in game one, is going to come in as the pinch runner. Sickler has generally been one of the regulars. We've seen him a lot in left field this season, but kind of going right now with the hot hitters, and so that brings Pedersen out there. Sickler has also been solid on the mound, but he comes in, and now Keegan Painter. Hernandez looks the runner back to the bag at second. Hernandez, pitch inside. 1-0 the count to Painter, who singled and scored in the second and struck out in the fourth. Painter out of South Medford High School, one of his high school teammates down at second. Going to try to bring him home. We got a 2-0 count. Hernandez has been laboring a bit here in the sixth inning. And that pitch off the plate. Count 3-0. Mustangs looking to extend the lead here in the top of the sixth. Runners first and second, nobody out. And Painter draws the walk. So a pair of walks and a hit batsman loads up the bases. And a guy you really don't want to see if you're the Mustangs' opposition, Brady Patterson, stands in. Mentioned that he was 3 for 3 earlier in the day. In this game, however, 0 for 2. North Medford product behind the plate. But ducks on the pond and nobody out. Pitch fouled back to the screen. Count goes 0-1. So it's lefty against lefty here. And if you go with the old conventional baseball wisdom, that would give an advantage to Hernandez, and Hernandez will take all the help that he can get. Patterson will step out of the box. Cade Patterson on deck.
Left-handed hitting catcher Brady Patterson for the Medford Mustangs. Time called once again. This time by the pitcher,
Hernandez steps onto the rubber. The pitch. Ball hit solidly to right field, and it is gone. Brady Patterson with the grand salami to make it a 7-1 ball game. Well, if you're going to hit your first home run of the Legion season, you might as well do it in style. So it's a 7-1 ball game on the grand slam by Brady Patterson. I think usually you end up getting a free movie on a flight that long. Patterson, who leads the team in home runs on this. You know, there have been years where the Mustangs just had all kinds of guys with all kinds of power in the lineup. With the Mustangs, seems like it's more like they've got power, but it's more like alley and track power. But as the season wears on, and you get a good pitch to hit there, and that is what Patterson did there. So now it's a 7-1 ball game. Patterson standing in, 1 for 2 on the day, RBI single and ground out. So Patterson continuing to work against Hernandez.
1952. Get more from less with 8 locations to serve you. Colin Hernandez, the 1-2.
Swing and a miss. And Patterson is gone.
Now batting center fielder number 3, Easton Curtis.
Easton Curtis comes to the plate. 1 for 3 in his last at-bat back in the 5th. He had a single, had a stolen base, and he scored a run. Curtis, first pitch swing, deposited into the glove of Kyle Miller, and there's 2 gone.
And so it's Jackson Rosenthal, the batter. He reached on an error by Jalen Riddle his last time up, also singled and walked. Also stole a base.
Jackson Rosenthal, 1 for 2. He's walked, singled, got a board on an error. Rosenthal fouls off the first pitch. It's 0-1.
Rosenthal's the 7th batter to come up in the inning, by the way, for the Mustangs, should you be keeping track.
A 1 pitch on the way. Pitch inside as the count goes level at 1-1. Pitch outside. Count 2-1. Hernandez comes to the plate. Ball hit in the air to left center field. This one's going to bounce to the warning track. Rosenthal comes motoring into second. Rosenthal, who leads the team in doubles, gets the extra base hit with 2 gone in the inning. So the Mustangs with their 7th hit of the game, and here is Keller Bloodworth. 1 for 2. He sacrificed his last time up. Pitch just a little bit off the plate as the count goes 1-0. Ball hit in the air to center field. Landon Lay making the catch, and that will retire the side. The Mustangs put a crooked number on the board thanks to a grand slam home run by Brady Patterson. It's a 7-1 ball game. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th right after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like, too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Go to the bottom of the 6th.
Leading off for the challengers there.
And
Number 18,
Freeman Roundtree continues to work for the Mustangs. Surrendered 1 run so far in the ball game. And has followed up a great outing by Dom Daffron in the opener with a solid effort here in the nightcap. When you look at it, basically 69 pitches and 5 innings of work. That's a pretty good average per inning. Pop up. Christ retired by Patterson. And there's 1 gone in the inning. Braden Corrigan 1 for 2 on the day, struck out, and then singled in the 4th. Roundtree, that one right down Broadway. Looks like he might have taken a little something off of it. As the count goes 0-1. Hitting is timing, and pitching's about messing up that timing. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Corrigan out of Thurston High School. 0-2 pitch on the way. That one hit up the middle. Bloodworth is there. Parachutes it across the infield, and there's 2 gone.
Now batting for the challengers, number 2.
6-3 on the play. And we have a pinch hitter in the ball game for the challengers. Chase Hartley out of Churchill High School. So he'll come in and hit for Lay, I should say. Hartley started in left field in the first game, went 0 for 3 in the game, and here He finds himself behind Roundtree, 0-2. So the Mustangs, 2 runs in the second, another run in the fifth, and 4 in the sixth. One-two pitch from Roundtree. Outside. 2-2. If John King elects to let him go all the way, he's still well within, Roundtree is, of his pitch limit. He's at 78, and the limit is 105 in Legion Ball. Count full now at 3-2. Hartley draws the walk.
Now batting, second baseman number 6, Jalen Riddle.
So for Roundtree, that is the second walk he's given up in the game. Jalen Riddle, the hitter. Right-hander, an open stance. Pitch right down Broadway as the count goes 0-1. Pitch fouled away. Malari goes all out to try to go get it. It's down in the hedges. Beautiful looking field here. Facility. Kind of like those hedges down there. But I wonder how many baseballs you could dig out of there. It's kind of like down at the Lithia driveway fields in Medford. I wonder if somebody went down to the creek down there, how many soccer balls they'd find in the creek. 0-2 the count. Pitch fouled away as Riddle stays alive. Riddle 0 for 2. Lined out to short. Flew out to center field. Pitch on the way, and he strikes him out. And that'll do it for the Challengers. It remains a 7-1 ball game. We'll be back with the top of the 7th in 1 minute.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you. Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
We'll go to the top of the 7th. Couple of new faces in the ball game. Chase Hartley now in center field. And taking over on the mound is Connor Clift out of Junction City High School. Left-hander. So Hernandez, after 6 innings of work, finishes his day.
Number 18, Sean McFall.
Sean McFall will lead things off for Medford. McFall 0 for 3 on the day. So it'll be McFall, Malari, and Sickler. Clift, stocky built pitcher. Has a 1-1 count. This pitch inside as the count goes 2-1.
McFall is 0 for 3 in this ball game. Medford has a comfortable 7-1 lead in the top of the 7th inning. Pitch is down low for ball 3.
McFall practicing patience at the plate is ahead in the count 3-1. And a pitch off the plate results in a walk. McFall down to first. And that'll bring up Tristan Malari. Last at bat, he got hit by a pitch and then scored on the grand slam by Brady Patterson. Malari 0 for 2 on the day. I should say 0 for 2 on the game. In game 1, Malari 0 for 3, so I guess you can say he is 0 for the day so far. Opportunity here to change that. Malari hits it to right field, base hit. There you go. The team leader in batting average among starters. Hits a single, and McFall moves to second. And here is Grady Sickler. Sickler has been a starter much of the year for the Mustangs, but today, Patterson getting the starts out in left field. Sickler on the year hitting .356 with 21 runs batted in. He has 6 doubles on the season. Sickler ahead in the count, 1-0. And he's gone to the middle. The stop made there. They get the lead runner. But Malari erased on the play. Sickler aboard on the fielder's choice. But McFall comes running home to make it an 8-1 ball game. So the Mustangs extend their lead to 8-1. Keegan Painter stands in. 0-2 behind the pitcher there, Clift. And then Keegan Painter, who walked and scored in this last at-bat, he is 1 for 2 on the day. It's kind of a swung on a miss. And a throw to first. Now down to second. And he's gone. One of the more unusual double plays you'll see on any given day. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. The Challengers with one more chance as the Mustangs lead 8-1. We'll be back with that right after these messages.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This has been my profession for
30 plus years now. I really love my work. We try to source as many ingredients as we can as local as possible, like local fruits and vegetables. We have a menu like you would find in any nice restaurant. We don't make it until you order it, so everything will be coming out fresh. We do have wonderful desserts here as well. Every day you have 5 or 6 options as far as the fresh dessert go. People are bringing their friends and family and wanting to show off what we have here to offer.
Come take a tour of Twin Creeks and meet our award-winning.
Bottom of the 7th, one more opportunity for the Eugene Challengers. And coming out to try to rack up a complete game is Freeman Roundtree. Roundtree's thrown 84 pitches on the day. If he can keep it under 21, he can stay in there and possibly finish it out.
Leading off for the Challengers, their shortstop number 31,
Grady Hazen. He's been a bit of a nemesis today for Freeman Roundtree. He's walked and was hit by a pitch. So officially, he's 0 for 0 today. He'll be. We'll go back to the top of the lineup after him with Hibbler and Kyle Miller. Freeman. Pitch, a little high inside, and that'll go 1-0. Next pitch fouled off to the right as the count goes even at 1-1. And again, Mustangs fans, want to remind you that tomorrow Medford will be in action again. They're going to be taking on Lewiston at home at 6:30. Our next broadcast of Mustangs baseball on Table Rock Sports will come on Wednesday as Eugene comes in for a doubleheader. Opener starts at 5 o'clock. And then Thursday, Table Rock Sports will be in action again as the ball's popped up. And this will fall in. And motoring into second base, the dive, Grady Hazen drops it in. And some good hustle there by Hazen. That was just one of those deals where Hazen, as Wee Willie Keeler would say, hit him where they ain't. It fell right in the middle of 3 Mustang defenders. 6th hit of the game for the Challengers. Runner at second. And here's Hibbler. Pitch gets away from Patterson. Hazen now down to third. Brett Wolf, one of the assistants for the Medford Mustangs. I wouldn't say he's superstitious, but Wolf might be a little stitious, as I saw that he made sure to take great pains to not walk and step on the chalk line as he made his way out to talk to his pitcher Roundtree. So we've got a 1-0 count to Hibbler, nobody out. Brett Wolf, longtime coach at North Medford. Had a chance to see him at the North Medford Athletics Hall of Fame induction last fall. And I tell you what, that guy's got at least 100 stories, and they're all great. What a personality. Hibbler fouls it back as the count goes 1-1. So runner at third and nobody out. Hazen just dropping that one. And like I said, he's been a nemesis today for Roundtree. Pitch. Called the ball, and it's 2-1. Roundtree comes to the plate. Bouncing ball, hit the short. Bloodworth has trouble with it. And he's safe. And a run comes home as well.
Right fielder number 7, Kyle Miller.
And that'll be ruled an error. Don't think anybody would disagree with that. It's an 8-2 ball game. Hazen scores to put a run on the board in the 7th. And here's Kyle Miller. Miller, 1 for 3. Singled. Flown out to right field and got aboard on a fielder's choice. Roundtree behind 1-0. Swing and a miss by Miller. And a throw over to first. Try to see if they can't catch Hibbler napping. Hibbler saying, I'm not napping. So Kenny Niles, manager for the Challengers. And they're going to bring in a runner. So Mike Bushelman will come in and run for Hibbler. So Hibbler comes out. Bouncing ball hit down to third. McFall goes to second. They get the runner there. Throw down to first, not in time. Fielder's choice. So they get the lead runner. Play goes 6-4. So Saunders will stand in. 1 for 3 on the day. Has a pair of stolen bases. Roundtree works that inside corner as the count goes 0-1. There once was a major league pitcher, Steve Hamilton. His answer for everything was, smoke him inside. And that was what Roundtree did there. Grady Saunders. One day we'll see him wearing the orange and black of Oregon State University. He'll foul it off to the right as the count goes 1-2. And Thurston Colt opponents beware. Saunders has still got more high school ahead of him. And He'll hit it to right field, base hit.
Now batting first baseman, number 30, Brady Bousquet.
For Eugene, that'll be their 7th hit of the ball game and the second one of the game for Saunders. So you got first and second with one out. Bousquet, the hitter. Bat held high. Fouls it away. 0-1. Now Roundtree up to 100 pitches on the night. Pitch inside. Count 1-1. Chris on deck. One pitch from Roundtree, fouled away as the count goes 1-2. One and two the count. One down in the inning. 2 runners aboard at first and second. Roundtree. Love a double play ball here if he can get one. Ball hit in the air to right field. Room service fly ball. And there's 2 gone.
Now batting, designated hitter, number 18, Eli Christ.
Eli Christ comes to the plate. 1 for 3 on the day. He singled and scored a run in the 4th. Roundtree, and down to the last out of the game. Challengers with runners at first and second and 2 gone. Ball popped up in the air. This could do it, and it does. Tristan Malari makes the catch, and it's a game. The Medford Mustangs sweep the doubleheader of the Eugene Challengers by scores of 2-0 and 8-2. Freeman Roundtree picking up the complete game victory.
Our Eugene Challengers.
It was the Medford Mustangs defeating the Eugene Challengers 8-1 in game number 2 and losing to the Medford Mustangs.
You see there your final score, 8-2. Medford with 8 runs, 8 hits and 2 errors. Eugene with a pair of runs, 7 hits and 2 errors. Winning pitcher, Freeman Roundtree, and his complete game performance. He now has 6 victories on the year. Colin Hernandez taking the loss. No question, the guy that was the player of the game with his grand slam home run, North Medford's Brady Patterson, ended up taking what was once a 3-1 game and pretty well put it out of reach for the Challengers. So with the victory, Medford now at 32-3 on the year, and now they'll play a non-league game tomorrow at Harry and David Field against Lewiston, Idaho. Well, that'll wrap things up here from Swede Johnson Stadium in Eugene, Oregon. For my cameraman, Billy Hanning, and for our executive producer, Joe Brett, I'm Jim McCoy. Also want to give a shout-out to Bill and Donna Crawford for their hospitality and helping us out and getting us all set up here. It has been a fun experience. So, for all of you tuning in, thank you for joining us this evening. And again, our next stream of Mustangs baseball will be against these Eugene Challengers at Harry and David Field on Wednesday. And we look forward to being with you then.